All right, then. And we are live. Welcome, anyone, to the Gaming Chamber podcast. I am your host, Everett, aka Two Beasts to Kill You, aka the Beast with the
Boo.
Least. Yes, I tried out a new opening intro bullshit thing. Although someone had to boo, of course. Someone had to ruin it.
Boo. Who's that? JJ, why'd you boo him?
Huh?
As you can tell, joining me this week, I have Devin and JJ. Devin?
What's going on, loser? Oh, hey, JJ, how's it going?
Hey.
Wow. And yeah, JJ.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh my god, I'm over here trying to make this sound like a professional podcast. And
That was
Devin
your
has
first
to.
mistake.
That was my first mistake, right? Try to make this a legitimate
Actually, your first
sounding.
mistake was starting a
Was
podcast with me.
was
And your second
yeah.
mistake was that.
Your first mistake was actually starting a podcast with me. Yeah, that's what I knew you were gonna say that.
Actually, first mistake was becoming friends with me. Second mistake was starting a podcast. And third was trying to make it sound professional.
So I'm batting
You're 0
batting
for 3.
1,000. I'm batting
You have no
1,000
batting
for
average.
mistakes. That's what you're telling me, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god. I will. I say it a lot. I need new friends. All right, yes. So again, welcome everyone who's listening. Well, probably no one right now because we're streaming it. But honestly, I kind of like it that way. We're under the radar. But some for the anyone who happens to be listening, and for the YouTube video later on that I will post, some big news. I'm gonna say big news. I know Devin's already gonna downplay it because he likes to do that, but the YouTube channel has hit 50 subscribers. It's at currently 52 now. So hey, come on, no, nobody. All right, just me. And
I would, but I'm playing right now.
oh,
I would clap.
I mean that's big. And also the past two videos have gotten about 8 views each. Uh, when we were getting like maybe 1 or 2 views. So hey, we're growing a little bit, man.
Are we
Growing.
aggregating?
What? What? What's that? Like,
Aggregating
okay, all right.
into like the algorithm. Aggregating into the
Okay.
algorithm.
So right now, what you're saying, I don't understand. Using big words.
That's a,
And
that's, that,
since
that,
I
that's
don't
a big white
understand
boy
them,
thing.
I'm gonna take them as disrespect. All right. That is a movie reference for anyone who's. Wait a minute. Would that be considered an old movie now? The 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah. That came
Oh,
out in like the 2000s, so. Oh, no. Not that toy dog tonight. Nope.
oh, your your dog is going off.
Yeah, he's like grabbed a squeaky toy and it's like,
It
no, we're
was
not gonna have
it
that
was
tonight.
it was like around mid 2000s or something, huh? You know what?
Yeah, and I think
Let me look it
it's
up real
probably
quick.
almost 20 years old, to be honest.
Oh my God, you might be right. 40-year-old virgin. If I, oh yeah. So it came
Yeah, I
out in
think Everett was the same
2005.
age
Came out in 2005.
as the 40-year-old virgin. Damn, I was gonna
Yeah.
guess 2006.
I thought maybe 2006, 2007, 2005.
Which, like, at that time when that movie came out, what, Breakfast Club came out in like 85 or some shit like that, so. You know, like at that point, like you would consider probably Breakfast Club at that point, like an old movie.
Yeah, you're right. I
Yeah, that's
mean,
true.
yeah, movies that came out in the
So, like, by
80s.
that logic,
Yeah. Yeah, you're no. I mean, like by that time, 2005, like movies like you would consider Jurassic Park an old movie, and that came out what 91, 92 or something like that, maybe 93 or something. I don't know.
Well, the Chris Pratt one, dude, that came out a couple years ago,
I
dude.
said Jurassic Park. Oh my god. Ah, this guy. That's Jurassic World. Come on, let's not. Let's
I was
not.
watching the YouTube. I was watching the Netflix one, the cartoon one, right?
That's a TV
is
show,
that one
right?
any good?
Yeah, it's like an animated one.
people actually do die in that show, don't they?
I think people die in the movie too.
Well, duh. But I'm saying like they don't shy away from like, oh yeah, people are gonna get killed because it's supposed to be like kids or something, right? That are like that went on some
Teenagers.
kind of field trip or some shit, and of course it goes horribly wrong because it's a Jurassic Park movie or TV
Because
show thing.
dinosaurs.
Because dinosaurs always have to ruin everything. There's a reason they got killed off. Okay.
Because they couldn't pay money to the church, right?
They couldn't pay money to the church. Exactly. All right, so we got some actually some pretty big stuff slash at the same time they're not as big stuff to talk about. It's a little weird. I don't know. Before we get into all that, Devin, how's this past week been for you?
I got sick in the middle, so I didn't really play a whole lot. Played some God of War, and then I'm doing that while we're recording right now. Trying to finish up Ascension, or not? Maybe I won't finish it tonight. I have no idea where I'm at. So, but I'm gonna keep playing that. I didn't get a chance to play Mario Party because I was a little sicky poo.
Oh, okay. So just doing what you're doing and then being sick. That's a productive week for you, isn't it? JJ, what about you?
Just been playing the same old RuneScape, Escape from Tarkov, and now Black Ops 6.
Oh yeah, that did come out. That's right. I don't know why I have footage right now, like on the podcast. I don't know. I was literally playing that earlier today. I don't understand how I forgot that game came out.
Oh, I got 8-year-old.
Oh my god.
Boom,
So
roasted.
what have you played so far? Campaign, zombies.
I played maybe 2 missions of campaign. I want to play a little bit more, just because IGN gave like a 9 out of 10. I actually want to give it a try because Cold War I didn't, but I
Wait,
kind of just want to just play
you
a
didn't
story
like
mode
Cold
compared to
War?
how Modern Warfare 3 kind of sucked ass. Uh,
But you said
well,
you
that
didn't
because
like
I was
Cold War?
playing on the older Xbox and it was like
Oh,
really buggy.
I mean it was buggy on the Series X too.
I love Cold War. Like I didn't play the story to say like I liked the story. Yeah, like in Series X, like the voices were cut off. It was laggy as fuck, and I did not want to play anymore. This campaign, it was not fun on the older console.
Yeah, I could see that. That
But
yeah, like the
I mean,
bugs.
right now I'm playing
Yeah,
zombies. I'm kind of liking it.
they went back to old zombies, right? It's not the what they had in Modern Warfare 3 with the whole like basically DMZ.
Yeah, because everybody's complaining about it.
DMZ was fucking trash though. I hate it wasn't fun.
Escape from Tarkov from Wish.
But with
Yeah.
with zombies, kind of yeah. I, I mean, let's be
It
real
just
here, Devin. You're not a Call of
it
Duty
was
fan,
just
so I don't think
bare
it matters.
bones. Yeah, it was, but it just felt like slopped together pieces of other gameplay, and they just tossed zombies in there. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's Outbreak, and it's just a bigger version of Outbreak. But I think I liked Outbreak a little bit more than Modern Warfare like zombies.
Just let's just go back to where zombies is just like you're in a fucking like house. I just remember from the first zombies, you just like start out in like a little house. Like let's just do that.
I mean, isn't that what they were doing with this one? Like, oh, or I get you. Never mind. You're talking about like you don't want all that like, oh, if you want to basically beat the level or whatever it is, you got to do this and do that, and like it's all these like weird like do 360 no scope over this piece of gum while also
Yeah.
praying to the god
Yeah.
Vishnu or some shit like that, right? Like it's all this
And
weird
play
shit.
on and you gotta play on like the second Tuesday, and you gotta play the second Tuesday of the month in order to unlock this. And it's just like, okay,
I get you. Like, can we just go back to
I
where it's
get
just
it. You
like
guys have
I
lots of
just
weird
can go?
Easter eggs.
Yeah, you want to just like I just want to go until like I can't go anymore, like sex. Right? No, nothing. I'm by myself on that one. On an island. Okay, all right. So for me, past week,
What's
again,
next?
did you say what's sex? So when a man, well, actually, I was gonna say when a man and a
Yeah.
woman love each
Is that
other.
a gun on Call of Duty?
Yeah, it's a gun in Call of Duty. You can, it's got some crazy skins. You know, a couple of them could be cherry flavored. Anyways, all right. So me for the past week, yeah, I haven't actually played that much. Yeah, I've been playing the Call of Duty campaign. I just got to. Well, have you played any of the campaign yet, JJ? I know you haven't. Right yet, Devin.
No, I thought like when it was updating, it was gonna download all that stuff, but so I'll play it tomorrow.
I played the first 2 missions.
Okay. I not too spoilery. I'm up in a mission right now where you're just it's more like, remember in Modern
Sounds
Warfare
pretty
3?
spoilery.
Well, no, I'm not telling you what's happening in it. Minor spoiler, it's just an open world mission. Remember they had those open combat missions, I think they were called, in Modern Warfare 3? The new Modern
Yep.
Warfare 3. Um so it's supposed to be like that. I haven't started playing the mission yet. But yeah, that's what it's supposed to play like, where it's got multiple objectives and you do this, go over here, go over there to eventually finish the mission. Um, like I said, I haven't started yet, so I've I think I've done like maybe the first 3 or 4
Oh, so
missions.
like those ones.
Yeah, so that right now I'm at that mission. I'm not playing right now. When I get back to playing it, I'll play that mission. I am not looking forward to that mission though, because I did not like those missions in Modern Warfare 3. Granted, in some of the reviews I saw, they did talk about that mission and say how it was a lot better done, like way better than in the Modern Warfare 3 versions. So we'll see. But uh, I don't know. Like I said, when I played them in Modern Warfare 3, I was like, "Oof, this is not fun." I almost like when I got to the first one and I was playing, I was like, "I'm not having a good time. I'm probably not going to finish this game." I ended up finishing the campaign or whatever, but yeah. So I don't know. I'm there now. I'm enjoying what I've played so far. The story hasn't really kicked into gear yet, but you know, it's a Black Ops game. If you like the older Black Ops games, so far I'm enjoying this one. When I say Black Ops game, older ones, obviously I mean like 1, 2, even Cold War, because obviously Cold War is supposed to be more like that. So we'll see what happens. All right. I don't know. Before we move on to everything, you guys have anything you want to add?
You suck.
Nope.
I I don't even understand that one, Devin.
That's
I
all I would
just
like to add.
You're like, I just want to add that you suck. That's it. Okay. All right. So okay, let's go ahead and move on to the stories for the week. Let's start with this Netflix thing. So how many of you guys remember? I don't know, a few years ago, whatever it was. Netflix was like, oh, we're gonna start getting into gaming. They started like actually hiring developers and made a AAA studio. They're gonna make games and everything. Um, yeah, that's kind of in flux right now. So at least in California, they've shut down their AAA game studio. Um, that had apparently had Joseph Staten as part of it. I didn't know that he was part of that studio, or maybe the studio head for that one. He was big in, obviously, Halo, like was the big game that he was a part of and everything. So obviously they were trying to do something. They wanted to be taken quote unquote seriously with getting a guy like Joseph Staten, but yeah, the studio's gone. Uh, all this is apparently they have some new people running the Netflix like gaming division, I guess. I know that Netflix is, yeah, they have like some like uh, what's the word, like for the phones, like mobile stuff. I guess if you're
Yeah,
subscribed
you
to
can play
Netflix,
God of War, or not God of War, but Grand Theft Auto.
yeah, if you're subscribed to Netflix, you can play stuff on the phone. I honestly don't know if it's anything like on consoles or on anything else. I know phones, but that's about it. But yeah, as for AAA games, I don't know. Is this maybe they're already ready to get out? Which I mean, like, how many times have we seen this? Like, how many companies are like, we're gonna get into games, and then they just kind of stop? Because what didn't Apple say they were gonna get into games like not too long ago? I haven't really like we haven't seen anything from them really. There was Stadia. Remember Google? Like, well, let's do Stadia. That's gone. What has Amazon really done? They've released what, 2 games, I guess, with their
New
gaming
World
division.
and then New World and that other one, right? The one that just came out, Throne and Liberty.
I don't know the names. I know, yeah, New World is theirs, but they also had that. They shut down a studio that they had recently too. I think, right? I think we talked about it on a previous podcast. So, like, yeah, these big companies that aren't in games currently are trying to get into it. Obviously, there's money to be made, but it's not working out so well. I don't know. As for just Netflix, what about you? What do you guys think? Like, not a major loss, right?
No, I mean it'd be different if they were like doing, I don't know, some, if we kind of knew what they were doing, but I don't think, since we don't really know what the game they shut down, so it's like, who cares?
If they even shut down a game, I know they shut down. Like, it's just saying they shut down a studio. For all we know, they haven't even. They didn't even like really start on a game yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, because again, it's just at least with this one, I think I'm more like, yeah, they hired some people. They opened up their own studio. They didn't do like Amazon. Like I said, Amazon like straight up purchased a studio and then shut that studio down. I think it was Iron Galaxy or no, not Iron Galaxy. There's another one. They made the Killer Instinct game for Xbox. I think Iron Galaxy was the second one. Studio
Double
that started
Helix.
working it. Double Helix. I think it's Double Helix. Yeah.
Yeah, cause that's, yeah, I know that because they made Silent Hill Homecoming.
Oh shit, they did.
Trash.
Yeah, I think them. I think they're shut down now. I think Amazon just straight up shut them down, if I'm remembering correctly. And yeah, but as far as this goes, this is just whoever was hired. Obviously, is now gonna be open to do whatever they're gonna do. I mean, they had Joseph Staten. Maybe now, uh, maybe Xbox might want to swoop in and get him to start working on Halo. They're doing their whole Halo Studios and stuff, right?
Yeah, wouldn't be a bad idea.
So I'm looking through it. Double Helix was acquired by Amazon in 2014, but they didn't get shut down. They just straight up like absorbed them completely. Like, so the studio is gone, but not gone gone. It's kind of weird. They just like, oh yeah, we're no longer Double Helix Games. We're just an Amazon game studio. It's still weird. I don't know. JJ, what about you? Any other thoughts on this whole Netflix shutting down their own studio?
Nope. Oh, I feel it's one of those like they just jumped on the train, trying to make the little Netflix movie like or show games like was it game Squid Game and like Stranger Things and shit.
Yeah, but those are more like like I said, the mobile stuff, right? That they were doing.
Oh yeah, that's,
So
what
this
was
was
it? What was it? What
supposed to
thing
be a
was it? Gonna be
triple
like
A
a
game.
triple A what? Either triple A fucking Stranger Things or a fucking triple A fucking Squid Game. Like come on.
Where's
Like
where's
what
my
would be a
where's my triple A Santa Clarita Diet video
Hmm.
game?
You know what they could have done, which would have been a fun game, like if they could have done like a Wednesday like Telltale type game, like I feel like that would have been a good game for like that style.
Where's my AAA Witcher game from Netflix?
The Witcher, but just the Netflix one. Be funny. And then they get Henry Cavill back.
I do not think Henry Cavill will be up for anything Witcher related if it pertains to Netflix being a part of it. I just don't. I think if like
You know what? We'll ask him when we
CD
invite him
Pro-
to the
yeah,
podcast. We'll
yeah.
ask him.
We'll invite him to the podcast. And I think if CD Projekt
He
Red
still
was
hasn't
like,
responded to my DM on Instagram about what Warhammer's about. So
no, honestly, I do think like if CD Projekt Red was like, hey, in the next Witcher game, can you just voice a character? He'd probably be like, hell yeah, let's do this, bitch. I don't think he'll. When it comes, if Netflix is involved in anything, he's probably like, kiss my ass. There's a reason he left. There is a reason he left. I don't know. You know what? Speaking of video game adaptations, let's go ahead and talk about this one. So, remember last week we were talking about God of War, the Amazon show, basically lost its crew. You know, writers and showrunners.
getting
and everything.
rebooted essentially.
Basically, yeah. So, they have a new showrunner now, Ronald D Moore. He's done the shows For All Mankind and Battlestar Galactica, which I'm like is a very weird choice for a person to choose when it comes to a game based on a guy who kills gods, whether he goes back to the Greek setting or does like the Norse setting. This guy, For All Mankind and Battlestar Galactica are sci-fi shows. I mean, I've never watched those shows because I just didn't care. But yeah, have you guys watched at least For All Mankind? Maybe not Battlestar Galactica, but For All Mankind. It was like on it's on Apple TV Plus or something, right?
No, the only Apple TV show I really watched was fucking Ted Lasso.
You didn't watch the one with the guy from It's Always Sunny?
Oh yeah, I watched that one too.
I'm forgetting the name of that show.
The problem, yeah, what the fuck is that?
Something Quest or something? No.
Yeah, Mythic Quest.
Quest.
There you go. Yeah.
Mythic Quest. I wonder if that show's coming back.
I think it is. The problem, just side tangent on Apple TV Plus. The reason I don't like Apple TV is because I think we may even have talked about this in the podcast. It's just like the issue is you pay, you only get Apple TV stuff. At least with Netflix, like it's like, oh, there's other shows that have aired previously. Like on Netflix, like now we're watching, and the wife watching How I Met Your Mother, and it's just like that's not a Netflix thing, but like Apple, like all you get is Apple like shows, and it's like you kind of get fucked because then if you're in a dead period, like well, like there was like a 2-year period where Ted Lasso wasn't on, so it's like, what am I paying all this money for? There's you guys have good shows, but like you need to also just get some third party shit in here to fill gaps, so that way like we'll still want this.
Mm-hmm. So, and another, I guess, an even more side tangent with Mythic Quest. They had their third season 2 years ago. I didn't even realize it was 2 years ago.
See again, that's the problem. Like great show, but
it
when
was
the hell's it coming back?
In 2021. It was renewed for a third and fourth season. So whenever the new season comes, there should be a fourth season. Well, that I don't know when that's coming.
Yeah.
But all right. So I'm okay.
Not like they've been working on It's Always Sunny, and that's been a while.
Shit, yeah, you're right, huh? So yeah, okay. JJ, and you haven't seen any of those shows, right? That he's done, or those two specifically.
Nope. I wanted to watch, but I never watched anything on Apple TV.
Or well, What about Battlestar Galactica?
Oh, the Battlestar? Oh yeah. No, I haven't watched any of those shows before. Never in my life.
Okay. So all right. I mean, obviously that means we don't really know what? Okay, so he has worked on Star Trek. I'm looking at other things that he's done.
So
He's
just
worked,
a lot of sci-fi.
yeah, he's worked on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Well, Star Trek in general, like the older, like the '90s shows, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Battlestar Galactica, Caprica, Helix, Outlander, For All Mankind. These are things he's worked on. Uh, that he's either written or one or the other. I'm trying to see, because yeah, he was a writer and producer for basically those 3 Star Trek shows. He was Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, he was the developer. So yeah, created the show. Uh, I don't know what Helix is. He was an executive producer on that though. For All Mankind, developer. Outlander. That's a show that's still around, 2014 to present. That sounds very weird. It's a historical drama. So okay, Outlander's a historical drama. So he has some. I don't know if it has any sci-fi elements to it, but yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, basically everything he does work on seems to be at least get praise. Like the shows that I was looking or everything I just looked up right now, like obviously you don't hear too many people, at least the ones that he's developed. We'll go with that. Like For All Mankind, Battlestar Galactica, Outlander. You don't hear too many people say a lot of bad stuff about those shows. So I don't know. Does that give you, Devin, specifically you? Does that give you hope that he's going to be good for it?
I hope so. I mean, so obviously he understands that like there's gonna be hopefully that there's like a essentially like the Bible to go by for the character. I mean, like, so I hope he focuses on that, but we'll see.
I mean,
I
like I
mean,
said,
I just
I
think it's a
just
tough. I don't know. I don't think we need adaptations of everything. Um, but it'd be cool if it's good. I just yeah, I don't know.
like, is it
We'll
gonna
see.
be good? That's the thing.
Like
Like,
I want it to be good. Like stuff when stuff comes out, like I want stuff to be good. Like when games come out, I'm like, I don't want games to be bad. I want games to be good. Like I want to have a good problem of like not having the time or the money to like play games. Like, but that's just not how stuff works. Like, would it have been cool to have a good Borderlands movie? Yeah, but we don't live in that timeline.
god damn.
Yeah, they could have got like the right people in the other one.
Oh my god, that's yeah, that's funny. Well, and JJ, what about you? Is this? I mean, the fact that he seems to work on shows that get praise. Does that help? Does that help ease any fears you might have? Good input,
Not
JJ.
like it's cool that he's ever be able to back it up, but not really. 'Cause I haven't really watched never really watched the shows. So like I've heard of them, but never really watched them.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. Well, all right.
so
I
I
think
can't
we're
really
all
put a good
I
good
think we're
one
all
because again I've never.
what's the word? We're all in the same boat of like we're just gonna wait and see, basically, and just hope for
Cautiously
the best.
optimistic.
Just hope for the best. Yeah, basically. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move to the next thing.
Cautiously optimistic about everything.
All right. So, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. The team that made it, the Ubisoft squashed them, disbanded the team. Uh, the game didn't make sales expectations. Apparently, a sequel was proposed, but was never greenlit. So they said, "Yeah, this team is gone. We're just gonna get rid of it." They didn't. What do you call it? Completely like fire people and all that stuff. So according to reports and all that, they are being moved to other projects. One team is apparently working on a Rayman remake, uh, according to some rumors and everything. So, Devin, maybe that you, you lose a Prince of Persia sequel, but you might get a Rayman remake.
Well, it sounds like people are already working on the Rayman remake, so it seems like they're just kind of moving the teams around. But I mean, I don't know. I bought the Prince of Persia game, fucking full retail price. Like I really enjoyed it. It was a great Metroidvania game. When like reviews came out for it and the reviews were high, I was like, hell yeah. So I bought it, and it was a really good game. So it's disappointing that there's not going to be a sequel, but I get it. You need to go by sales, and it's just like unfortunate that I don't know. I feel like the Prince of Persia brand itself has been kind of. I mean, I think with the what's the remake one that had to basically get fucking redone? Sands of
Uh,
Time? Is that the one? Sands of
I think
Time?
it's Sands of Time. I think it's that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that.
think so.
I think it's the Sands of Time game. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one, I feel like people, and they're like, oh, this isn't like the like. I feel like they market it bad. They're like, oh, it's not like the regular prince from Prince of Persia. I'm like, so it's still like I don't know, it's still like in the fucking mythos or whatever. Like, just why are you trying to like undersell your product? Like, whatever. But I mean, yeah, if a Rayman remake and it comes out and it plays like Legends or what was the other one called? Just Rayman Origins. If it comes out and plays like that, I'll be fucking all into it. But I'll buy that day one. I don't know why they need to do a remake though of the original. Like they could just make like another Rayman game, like how you made Rayman Origins and Legends. Like you just make another one of those. But what do I know?
I think
Do your
because like
remakes,
when did those
Ubisoft?
games come out? I think they're
The
thinking
original
is
Rayman, like the 90s.
no, the Origins and Legends or whatever. Like they came out what er, early 2010s, late 2000s, if anything. Like so, I think they're thinking is that
Early 2010s.
yeah, I
Because I
think
was
they're
working at
thinking
GameStop when both came out, so
so yeah, I think they're thinking is that like it's been a long time. Instead of continuing the story, maybe they just can't really think also of where to go. Like just start it over.
there ain't no fucking
Like
story to those games. It's just a platformer.
you're right, but that's studios don't always think of like, oh yeah, just do this. Like it's okay. Like I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's how a lot of studios end up doing shit like that. They don't. They think yeah, let's just go ahead and start the story over. I mean, like shit. Even I mean, it's not. Obviously, nothing's confirmed really. I mean, they've even said it, but like the coalition is saying they're still going to do Gear 6, but like that's kind of been like some of the talk is that like they kind of wrote themselves into a corner. They don't know how to keep going. That's why they're doing Gears of War E-Day. So I mean, that's probably the same thing with Halo. Like that's why the big rumor is that they're going to do a Halo remake, Halo 1 remake, because maybe they think, oh, you know what, we wrote ourselves into a corner. We can't keep going. People don't like our stuff anyway. Let's just completely start over new and make a Halo remake. And I don't know. I don't know. That's what a lot of they'll just wash their hands dry and start over. I don't know. What about you, JJ? Uh, I mean, did you even play the Prince of Persia game? I forget.
Seems like you do know.
How would I
Not the new
know?
one, no.
Have you
I have
played
not
those
played the new
Rayman
one.
games?
Nope.
So this is just a
I'm
non-story
not.
to you, basically. It's just a non-story for
Pretty
you then?
much.
Fucking blasphemous.
Blasphemous. What the fuck?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he hasn't played those Rayman games. Those Rayman games are excellent. Excellent platformers. JJ, imagine if Mega Man was good. That's the Rayman game.
I still can't believe it.
You motherfucker.
Mega Man good? Yikes.
I fucking hate you guys so fucking much. All right, we're going ahead. We're gonna go ahead and move on. All right, sticking with the whole Ubisoft thing. Ubisoft canceled Assassin's Creed Shadows early access. I think there was even something about their season pass too. I don't know exactly, but they're not doing early access for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Obviously,
Yeah, I
we
think I saw
know.
the season pass. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, we know. Like what, 3 weeks ago or whatever it was, a month ago, they delayed the game till what, next year? I forget when they delayed it to. But this is
February,
probably
like Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it comes out on my birthday.
oh shit. I think this is a sign that they're like, okay, we got to stop. I mean, I'm hoping that they're like, we got to stop doing the things that fans clearly don't like. And one of the things is fans don't like early access. Apparently, I don't know why. I've never saw an issue with it. It's like, okay, some people get to play like the game 3-4 days early if they paid $100. Let them, whatever. But I mean, with them canceling this, maybe they're starting to be like, okay, let's not do those things that people don't like.
Well,
Like charge $120 or something. Go ahead.
the
Well,
issue is people pay $120 and the game's fucking broken those first 3 days, and they're essentially paying to beta test and fix the bugs. That's the issue.
Yeah, I guess you're right too, because like, what was that issue? It was Suicide Squad, right? Where like the game just like
Yeah,
got
Suicide Squad, you could finish the game. You literally finish the game within the first hour.
because it was a bug or something, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know,
If you're paying $120, you don't want to be a fucking beta tester in early access. You don't it's like, oh, I'm paying for early access, like legit early access, like not early access, like, oh, the game's finished.
yeah. I mean, I see that's why like, so I guess okay, I guess I can side with the people who didn't like the early access because yeah, we've seen that maybe a little too much, where yeah, you're getting like a really buggy game, or there's stuff that, oh yeah, this needed a little bit more work, but it gets patched almost right away because it gets put out. It's like, or maybe not right away,
well,
but
look
like
at
quick
well,
enough.
there's Outlaws where they lost everything and people had to start over.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep,
that's
paid
true.
100 like $120 just to get the game early, just to restart your progress to the same people that bought the game that bought the $70 version and just start over and just get some
So
stupid shitty man for your
maybe then
sorry.
maybe their thinking is then like, what, we're letting people play these games early, and they're seeing that some issues, and maybe they think that's hurting sales. So like, what, we're just gonna release it at once and hope for the best. I don't know. That's maybe that,
That's yeah.
because I don't know. I'm trying to think of a reason. I was trying to give them like the benefit of the doubt of like, oh yeah, maybe they're starting to listen to fans, but maybe yeah. Okay, guys. Like, you guys don't have to say anything else. Okay.
Well, you didn't really. That was it.
I
That's
think
all
you're.
there is to say about that.
I'm
I'm
waiting for
like,
you
I
guys to
think it's
put
kind of
some
cool
more
they don't
input.
have fucking season pass.
No, that's
Like
it.
it's the same for more
I
like
guess yeah, we
same
don't have too
for me
much
how
to
like
talk about it.
yeah.
I'm glad they're not doing that shit anymore.
Jeez.
I hate the early access. You're like I don't know if people don't like it. The early access shit's the worst.
Like I said, I only think that it's maybe like because of what you said. Maybe yes, that's why. But I mean, early access. If there's nothing wrong with it, like Gears 5 had early access. That was pretty cool. And Forza Horizon did too. If you paid $100, I like early access. If I could get the game early.
Yeah, even fucking Silent Hill 2 remake was you had 3 days early access. If you paid $10 more. Sure, it's digital only, but yeah, dude, still 3 days early.
I mean, 3 days is 3 days.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when the game came out on a Saturday night.
What game came out on a Saturday night?
Silent Hill, you just said it.
Oh, Silent
that's
Hill? I thought you were talking about another game for some reason.
3 days before Tuesday is Saturday. So. Simple math. Simple Jack.
Would it be considered 3 days or 2 days? And if it's Saturday night, 2 days, 2.5 days. Nothing. I hate you guys so much.
It's
really
3
do.
days early.
Nope. I'm gonna say
Dumbass.
2.5.
Go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
You don't count Tuesday.
Put up fingers on your hands.
Sunday, Monday, Saturday night. That's how I'm gonna count it.
Well, it's fucking Tuesday technically for fucking East Coast people.
East Coast people don't count. Let's not count East Coast people. All right, they're not real people.
Then anybody,
You mean least coast?
Ooh, the least coast. That's. Oh, we're already gonna lose. We're gonna lose the New York crowd.
Gave him that L.
We're gonna use it. We're gonna give him that L. Oh my god, gave him that L. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and just move to the next thing then.
New York crowd.
Huh? Okay. So, oh man, this was a funny story. This was a funny one because I don't understand the thinking.
Sounds hilarious.
No, so obviously we've talked about the day before, the game the day before, and their developer, Fntastic, whatever their fucking name is. So obviously there was their game. They fucking just straight up took it off line and all that stuff. Whatever. Studio shut down, came back, started a Kickstarter for a new game. So that Kickstarter has now been canceled, and they started a new Kickstarter for a whole new game.
Hell
yeah. This is all like on Twitter. They said this. They put out, tweet, a statement, whatever you want to call it. After careful analysis and discussion with the team, we have decided that our Escape Factory project has not generated enough interest. No shit. It said in their statement. So with this in mind, we have decided to temporarily suspend work on Escape Factory and postpone it until a more appropriate time. Your wishes are important to us. This is exactly what many of you have been waiting for when it was talking about what is the name of this? It's going to be called Items. It's a prop hunt like horror game. I guess.
Wait, I thought they made a prop hunt horror game before. They're making another one?
I guess they are. According to this, yeah.
Damn. Go back to the roots, I guess.
They're now working on a game called. Or maybe they're doing. This is an old game they made, and they just want a Kickstarter to work on it more. Items? I don't know. Maybe this is that game you're talking about. As far as I know, yeah, they started a new Kickstarter. They want more money, which I put out a tweet that how this was just hilarious because they don't give up. We had the day before. Obviously, that fucking just crash and burn is not even enough to like describe the situation. And then to close the studio, bring it back, and have a Kickstarter for a new game, and then I don't know how long they had that Kickstarter going, to just be like, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna stop right now. But here's a new Kickstarter for this other game that we're gonna be working on. I just, I don't, I don't see how they think that this could be successful for them. The day before was it was such a monumental disaster that they should, like, they have to understand, right? At least you would think that. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, it's wild to me.
It was a good game, man.
What?
What are you talking about? It was a good game. It's quality.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I'm already gonna put money in their next Kickstarter. It's America, man. Everyone deserves a second chance. Am I right?
This
Am I
will be
right,
a
boys?
third chance.
Well, second chance from their second chance.
Wow. Seriously though, seriously, what are your actual thoughts on Fntastic?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
stupid. They're just grifting. They're just grifting anybody they can. Like, they're professional grifters.
I mean, right? That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, they're just they're like, oh, sorry, our Kickstarter didn't get enough money. Here's a new one. Like, okay, did they state what happened to all the money on the last Kickstarter? Like, did the money go back to people? Like, or did
Well,
they
it
just
depends
keep
if
that money?
well, it depends if they have the Kickstarter, they don't get the money until they reach the goal, or is it one of those they'll keep the money even if it doesn't reach the goal?
That I don't know. I didn't see anywhere in the story about like, that.
It had been where if they got met the goal, they would have kept the money. But because if it was the other one, a lot more people would be talking about that shit, like more pissed off. It's just so dirty. They should just need to fucking make a new company, dude. Just fuck off with Fntastic, dude. Just stop it, bro. And maybe that's the reason why they go back to fucking that shitty fucking prop hunt shit, dude. Like, oh, we did good on one because that was the hype back then, 5-6 years ago, whatever.
I mean, I don't know. The thing is, because you're saying like start a new studio or whatever, but in this day and age, with internet and all this stuff, even if you start a new studio, people know like, well, yeah, that studio used to have a bunch of members, or basically that studio used to be this studio. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, the same thing with fucking Halo Studios. Like, everybody talks shit about fucking 343, so they just rebranded as Halo Studios. So when people can just fuck off from 303, 343.
but I think them rebranding as Halo Studios would not have mattered if they just straight up said like, so we're just doing this. We're moving over to Unreal Engine and we're doing all this because we want to really focus on making sure Halo. Da 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 da. If you had that video, did all that, and just took out like, oh yeah, because even when they were like, oh, we're rebranding as Halo Studios, it wasn't like a big focus. They were like, oh yeah, and we're rebranding as Halo Studios. So I think if you took that out,
Because they don't want to keep it as a big focus. That's the reason why they don't want to keep saying, hey guys, by the way, we're 343 going to Halo Studios because we're changing our name. They're just like, oh, by the way, we're Halo Studios. And but look at fucking Unreal Engine 5 on Halo, you know? And maybe that's the reason why they're changing all their shit to not get that heat. But I don't know, it's just like a little thing. I'm not just making this for Halo, you know, but maybe like that's what Fntastic should be kind of doing. But again, they're a shit company after fucking the shit game that they promised. And I feel like they just made games. Like they just make games, half-ass as shit, and just sold them off to another company so they can buy it because like everybody's buying it, dude. Like, oh yeah, and then they're like like obviously another bigger dude's gonna be like, hey, I want the game. Here's money. They'll get it. They'll fuck off and just let it die. That's it. They
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. But then they made this game. It was the day before or whatever. Um, they realized, oh shit, a lot of people want this fucking game, dude. Fuck me in the ass. Like, goddamn. So then no wonder it fucking got fucked. Now they're just trying to go back to their little shitty games. That's it. Maybe they could try to rebrand or just completely stop what they're doing. Like Devin said, there's fucking from scam artist, con artist shit. Just take shit.
So I'm looking up. You said that they had made one already, a prop hunt game. Yeah. I looked it up.
Yeah,
Prop Night.
probably that was it.
Yeah, it was an online asymmetric multiplayer survival horror game with prop hunt style mechanics. It was developed by
Like, I wouldn't be
Fntastic.
surprised they use the same fucking assets, dude. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh shit! If can you imagine? Oh my god! Like now you're like you just put that idea in my head. Can you imagine they're doing this Kickstarter and they're like, hey, yeah, we made enough money. We're making this game. It's gonna come out. It's called Items. Yeah, blah 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 blah. And then it comes out, and people are like, dude, this is their game prop night, just renamed. Oh my
Told you.
god, that would just be
It's like there was like a one indie company, like they just make the half-ass sure shit, bro, and just spend the money on bullshit, bro, just to live the lavish life or whatever the fuck. Just like with that one fucking, there's a game, an indie studio with like 3 people. They're making, I think, Ant Simulator, where you become an ant and just literally just that's it, you're an ant in a colony. Well, they fucking got funded a lot, I think, from Kickstarter, because back then it was a lot of Kickstarting, simulator games, that we have today. But one of the guys, developers, I think couldn't make the game because they had no money because the other two went to Vegas and spent it all on slots and strippers and cocaine. That was it.
Nice.
Yeah, and the game had to fucking cancel because of that shit. So I feel like these are the same fucking things, bro. Like they just Fantastic wants to make a shitty half-ass game. They get paid because again, it's half-ass fucking bullshit assets, and that's it. And they just like it's a cheat code, bro, in life. Fuck off, dude. Just tarnish your fucking reputation, dude. It pisses me off, and they better not get funded, bro, or people buy the game, bro. But at the same time, people buy their games. You deserve to get scammed.
yeah. I mean, yeah. At this point, if anyone is like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna send them money. They just they deserve to get scammed. Like, yeah.
Just send us money, bro. Send us money. We can fucking improve our podcast shit, bro. Like that's it, bro. Like that money will go a lot fucking better than they fucking would. Do this shit.
Yeah.
Just help fucking Everett move to Oregon, dude. That'd be the fucking money.
I mean, can we start that as a Kickstarter? Help me move to Oregon and buy a tiny home. Devin keeps wanting that to happen.
You gotta get my fat ass to Oregon. That's what it should be called.
I know Devin is like, buy a tiny home.
I mean, you're tiny, so like it'd be perfect.
But you said I would
It'd
own
be a
it
normal
too,
size
so
home
that's
for him, right?
Like a
Big.
mansion for you.
Kiss my brown ass.
If you were in Oregon, sure.
Oh my god. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We've got about 4 stories left, but we'll break them up into 2 different quote unquote sections because it's 2 and 2. One about PlayStation ish, and the other is going to be Xbox news. So start off the Sony stuff. Guerilla Studios. It looks like they're done. They're with Killzone, like the series of Killzone. in an interview with the Washington Post, their art director, the studio's art director, Roy Postma, I don't know how you say this name. Um, he made a comment saying that when it came to Killzone Shadowfall and the series in general, they were done with it as a team. This is what they were doing this during a like an interview for Lego Horizon Adventures, So it looks like they, for him specifically at least, because he was done with the dark and gritty stuff of Killzone, which okay, I mean,
Lame.
yeah, lame.
Lame.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, the only one I played was Killzone Shadowfall. I did enjoy it, and from what I played of only the first Horizon, I did not enjoy it. So for me, this is just uh, it's a bummer. I'm like, really? We're gonna stick with the Horizon series, and no more Killzone. That's what we're gonna. That's what we're doing. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Horizon sold and Killzone didn't. So
I mean, well, yeah, that's true. That I was gonna go with what sells more.
But didn't like Killzone Shadowfall literally launch with like Battlefield 4 and like fucking was it whatever fucking Call of Duty was coming, Ghosts or some shit? Two
Yeah,
big ass fucking name shooters against fucking Killzone. Like, okay,
because
buddy, just
it was
well, it's
shoot
why
yourself.
it's why
PS4 launch title.
Titanfall's on ice is because they decided to launch it between Call of Duty and Battlefield, and they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
Titanfall 2 didn't sell well."
Because you're a fucking retard. Like, holy shit!
Yeah,
It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to realize we shouldn't release it then. Just like when we say every time, any game that's gonna release, like, well, we make jokes about it. Remember, it's like was a GameStop when oh well, GT5's coming out. Any game that's coming out like a couple weeks or a month before that's getting traded in for fucking GTA 5. Like, who
Yeah,
gives
and
a
sure
fuck?
enough, like everyone traded in all their shit.
Yep. That's it. Same with like every like whoever came out first, like Battlefield, like oh, get ready to see those to come back for Call of Duty, or Call of Duty coming to trade in for Battlefield or whatever. This is fucking stupid, bro.
yeah. Uh, I just
Killzone, from what I remember, still sold really well. I just don't think it had like longevity, which I don't know.
Because it was a launch title, right, for PS4.
it was
I'm
a
not
launch
hating
Yeah.
it.
title. Yeah,
Because I remember I bought that shit with like the buy two get one free. It shit at Target or something like that. I bought like Battlefield 4, Killzone, and some other fucking game. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, I think.
Black Flag was on the new those Xbox One and PlayStation 4, right? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, I remember I bought Black Flag initially, and then I fucking because you could do like the next gen upgrade for like $10. But since we had an employee discount, it was literally $1 to upgrade. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I ain't no bitch.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't like this because I mean, as I've gotten older too, I don't really want to play too many. Oh, they're going to be like 40, 50, 60 hours third person action adventure games. I want maybe like a oh, up to
Yeah, you
10
Just
don't
a
have
hours
many
linear
maybe.
hours left
story.
in this world.
Yeah, as I
Oh
say,
my god.
yeah. I just want a linear story, kick ass and shit. Like that's why I'm like I kind of was like, dude, with Call of Duty, just turn your fucking brain off. It's like an action movie, you know? It's like
Yeah,
okay, cool, bro. Just
exactly.
kick ass, do whatever. That's what's kind of excited because I'm like, again, I don't want to just be going this big open world and I get like fucking bored out of my fucking mind. But like, don't get me wrong. Like maybe when I get up to it, like for instance, like the new Elder Scrolls when that shit comes out in like 2040 or some shit, like I'd be excited to fucking play it, you know?
Yeah, 2040.
Like
Jesus
then like
Christ.
those kind of like GTA 5, I mean GTA 6, like yeah, of course it's a big open world because I'm like I'll be hyped for that. But
Yeah,
not every fucking game, man, has to be open world like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry style, man.
Star Wars
Like
Outlaws,
sometimes I just like
Assassin's
to
Creed,
play.
like pretty much every fucking Sony exclusive is going toward like open world third person action adventure.
Yeah, so that's how I'm like maybe like these little games like Doom, the new Doom is gonna be super fucking linear, kind of to the point, right? It's like go in there, kick ass, and big dick. That's the games I like
You know,
playing.
I liked the campaign for Gears 5, but I didn't like the open world sections that much. I think I would have preferred, that they stuck with. I hope
Like
that's
the
what they're
original.
doing with Gears of War E-Day. Don't get me wrong, if you make your game open world, it can work. Like or not can work. Like I don't mind open world stuff that much as long as it's not like I think because the issue is that we're doing it where I mean we've talked about fuck, was it Valhalla, right? No, Assassin's Creed. Was it called Valhalla? Yeah, Valhalla.
Yes.
I
Well,
liked it.
Valhalla, Odyssey, and Origins.
Yeah, those there was so much. Like the campaign story was long as it is, but then they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna add all this extra shit." That's just like, okay. I mean, some of the stuff in Valhalla was fun, like going and doing the raids. But then it's like, okay, I don't want to like collect all this stuff or go just like, oh hey, yeah, I need help. Go do a fetch quest, things like that. When your game is a lot of that, maybe just try and trim it down. That's why Halo Infinite did do the open world thing. I think that worked a lot better because it was just like there was a good amount to do, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, you're gonna do this. There's like 1,000 things to do. Like no, give me like 100. I think that's why like GTA, they do the same thing. Or Red Dead Redemption, they don't give you like 1,000 things to do. They give you like 100 really well crafted things to typically do. Maybe it could get
Yeah.
a little bit repetitive with like, oh yeah, the strangers and freak stuff or whatever it is, but they're even like I said, those are typically like they're pretty fun still, and they're not like these things where it's like, oh, now you're gonna be doing this for a half hour. This one like little side quest thing,
Hmm.
and it's they have their collectibles, but I don't know, the collectibles are not. I think the big another big issue is that a lot of the games, at least from what I remember, like the collectibles always end up being part of like progression to like, oh, you could get stronger, you could do more, and it's like, how about just, oh, if I want to find them, I can find them. It makes it more fun and make them stupid. Like let me shoot birds, and if I shoot 100 of them, I get an achievement. I don't know.
Yeah.
And and then that's the other thing too. Like Sony's lacking shooters. Why would you not? Like, you don't have to stop the Horizon series. Just hire people and like make a secondary team or third team. I don't know if they already have a secondary team, and just be like, okay, here's the Killzone team and here's the Horizon team.
Well, it's like, and obviously there's appetites for other, they're not even just shooters, just like platformers. It's like Sony, like you have IP that like would be fun. Like you could have because like Astro's Playroom, like, and that's Astro's Bot, like game that came out, like they're like you have IP that you guys could do, but you're just like not using it. Like you guys could have other teams. It doesn't have to be the original developers that are working on this shit.
That's
I don't
true.
know.
Just get talented enough teams that are going to be like, okay, well, Guerilla's not working on Killzone, but this team is, and here's their pedigree. Just like with the Fable game, we know that. I mean, obviously they were all racing games or whatever, the Forza Horizon games, but we know when it comes to like if they're sticking with like, I guess the trend or whatever, we know that they know how to do open world games. So you get enough talent in there. I think translating what they've done with Forza Horizon and just make it a third person action adventure or an RPG in this case could work. And you just do the same. You're like, okay, well this studio did a lot of shooters and they were pretty good shooters. It's not Guerilla, but they're gonna work on our next Killzone game. Because yeah, Sony is like at that point now where they're like, you know what? Let's see what makes money for us. Oh, Last of Us makes money for us. Let's do more. Let's just keep going and milking that cow of Last of Us. Let's do a remake of Last of Us Part 1 for some reason. Oh yeah, let's do a remaster of Last of Us Part 2, even though you could just do this or whatever. Oh, and God of War. Yeah. Let's keep. No. Yeah. We need more God of War. Horizon. Yeah. Oh, we can make a Lego Horizon game. Let's do it. Yeah, go ahead.
What about Bloodborne? I did not know how to fuck that. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Never heard
Oh,
of that game.
yeah.
Never
They're
heard of
like
that game in my life.
like what born? Blood what? That's probably the craziest thing from Sony is that like you have so many people that are like, can we get a Bloodborne? Just not even a remake, a remaster. People would just
just keep patch it to be 60 frames.
Yeah, I'm surprised, bro. Like Bluepoint, fucking goddamn, when I did Demon Souls, W2 would have did it on fucking Bloodborne.
see. That's the thing too. They own Bluepoint Studios. Bluepoint are the remaster remake like masters. Just
Like
have
they
them do
know
the
the formula
Bloodborne.
of Demon Souls, you know.
Yeah,
Like it probably won't be too hard. You know, it's like, oh, they know how the game works.
and again, like I said, they don't even have to do a remake. Just do a remaster, or yeah, like work on a patch that will patch the PS4 version to run. If it's on better hardware, it's gonna run at 60 frames per second and look a little nicer.
But if they're like, guess what, guys? I know everybody laughed about the PS5 Pro and stuff like that. 60 frames of Bloodborne only on the Pro.
See if they.
Suck my dick.
That's the thing. If they did that, you know how many people would say, "Okay, it's worth it. I'll spend the
I spent the
$5,000. I'll spend the
$800, whatever.
$5,000 for a
No,
PlayStation
yeah,
5 Pro."
yeah. Like you still gotta get a disc drive because people got
Yeah,
like you have to done that shit digitally.
I think
Because I have that shit.
if they did that, like you know what, we're gonna put out a patch. If you have the PS5 Pro, we're gonna put out a patch for
JJ would go
Bloodborne.
buy it.
I would probably try and sell everything, sell my ass or whatever to get a PS5 Pro at that point. But that's neither here nor there.
You could just sell your brother.
I could do that too. I could sell my brother. I would sell my brother.
Well,
Well,
maybe start that OnlyFans.
start selling feet pictures.
No, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna have to show my butthole, aren't I?
Yep.
While
No,
drumming.
I'm gonna have to show my butthole. Hey, I need that PS5 Pro. So
The girls
if
show their butthole, bro, and they got
I gotta
Lamborghinis
show
and
my
shit, dude.
butthole on OnlyFans, then I guess it's gonna. It is what it is, homie. It is what it is. All right. Sticking with the PlayStation stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about this one.
With my butthole.
Speaking of butthole, Bungie Studios. Oh my god. So Bungie, their creative studios team. I don't know what that even means. Bungie's creative studios team, because Bungie apparently is still sticking around, but their creative studios team is transitioning into the uh, Sony like team, the wider Sony PlayStation like team as a whole. Well, Bungie will still work on Destiny and Marathon, but their creative studios team is gonna help with live service games. So Sony's still gonna do live service stuff, obviously, with this whole report. I just don't understand what the difference is. The creative studios team, that just is that like I don't know. I don't understand it, but yeah. So they're they're going to be transitioning into PlayStation as the wider PlayStation as a whole, which to me just screams what I've been saying, that at some point Sony is like going to say Bungie is gone. They're going to absorb them completely. Because what is happening is that they're not being called Bungie Creative or whatever. There was a bunch of people who worked at the studio who put out tweets saying that like their new job is Sony, blah 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 blah. So it's not like it's Bungie under Sony. It's just a Sony studio thing. So again, I think this is just more evidence, and like I said, just Bungie within the next. I think I had said previously, like maybe the next few years. It might be like the next year that they're going to be like, oh yeah, we're just absorbing Bungie completely into Sony stuff, PlayStation Studios.
Most likely.
Yeah,
Who cares
JJ.
at this point? They dug their own bed. They.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
No, you're
They
not
should
wrong
have just
on that
kept
one.
playing. They should have kept making Halo, man.
I mean, so
It's always funny when people when actors or people are like, "Oh, it's hard doing the same thing." Like when Robert Downey was like, "I don't want to do Iron Man anymore." You don't like making $50 million a movie? Okay, I'd be like, you gotta drag me out of this.
Like Disney can have their fucking cock in my fucking mouth, bro. I'll play Iron Man until I die if I get 50 million, bro. I don't give a fuck.
you know what?
Yeah,
That's
Just like
something
Ryan
I
Reynolds
always
saying,
laugh
like
about.
he's like in that joke about like Ryan Reynolds. I mean, Hugh
till
Jackman
he's
will live
90.
forever. Yeah, like I don't give a fuck. I'll be like, once I die, you can use my voice. I don't give a fuck. My likeness is shit for AI or whatever.
That is something that I laugh about when like people who are getting paid millions of dollars to do something, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna complain about this thing, whether it's maybe I don't want to do it anymore or I don't like this aspect of it. It's like, really? You're gonna complain about that? That some of us have to get up at the ass crack of dawn to go fucking clean toilets. Not me. I don't do that. But some of us have to do that and get paid minimum wage or maybe a little bit more. And you're gonna complain because like, but I don't want to play Iron Man. Or, I don't want to keep making Halo. Or like, I don't. This is not video game related, or whatever. But like, Devin, did you see that tweet that LeBron had made about uh, having to go play in Milwaukee or something like that during preseason? It's like, dude, you guys are paid
Yeah.
millions of dollars to do this. Shut up and just fucking do your job. Just keep doing that. Like you said, yeah. If they were like, look, you're gonna get paid a lot of money to keep working on Halo. Okay. You're gonna pay me to just make this game? Okay, cool. That's fine.
Well, especially now and like the video game landscape in the way that it is, it's like people are getting laid off left and right. It's like, I don't know, like, do you have would it? I mean, most of us are in our jobs and like we do medial stuff, but it's just like, is it a stable position? It's like, oh, if we just make quality Halo games, we'll probably be able to make this shit for a long time and like have a job. Like, I feel like that should be also factoring to people that's like, yeah, you may want to do something else creative, different, but at least you got a fucking job.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're not, we don't make video games. So yeah, obviously there is that aspect of like you want to flex your creative muscles or whatever it is. But it's like, who cares?
Yeah. Or I don't know, you probably could have worked out a deal with Microsoft. You could be like, hey, can we expand our studio so that way as Bungie we can do like Halo and something else? Because obviously, like fucking Microsoft is pretty chill with the Horizon people doing Fable.
Playground. Yeah, they're
The Forza Horizon people, they're doing Halo, they're doing Fable, so it's like, and I'm sure they're working. I'm sure there's also some people that are like they're sure they're somewhat working on a new Forza
No.
like Forza Horizon game. Like I'm sure that'll come out eventually. So I'm sure like
I want to say
I don't know.
before they announced they were working on Halo, they had like there was reports that like, oh, they staffed up for a secondary team that was working on an RPG, an unknown or an unnamed RPG or an unnamed like something. And everyone, the big speculation was Fable. Obviously, it turned out to be Fable, but they had already like yeah, it's not the studio as a whole working on Fable. They have two teams. One's clearly working on Forza Horizon, or at least the bulk of them are working on Fable, and they probably have like a small team that started out the next Horizon game that will then, once they're done work, they'll move a bunch of people over. But they have two teams. So yeah, you're right. Like Bungie probably could have been like, hey, we really want to make this game Destiny. Like, can we just hire a bunch of people and have a second studio or a second team that's going to work on this game, but we'll keep making your Halo games.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they pretty much have done that too with Halo and 343. Like they're not working on other IP, but they've said they have multiple projects in the works, and they even like said that they are hiring a bunch of people. So they don't want to just have like that one team that's going to make the mainline Halo game. They want to make other games. Granted, it's all going to be Halo games, but they're hiring people to have enough people to work on multiple games. So, like, obviously, it's not something that Microsoft would have been opposed to. And yeah, I mean, that might have been like the start of their downfalls, that they were like, you know what, let's do this. We don't want to be part of Microsoft anymore because we want to work on Destiny. We want to make this game. Yeah, they had their deal with Activision and everything, but like, it hasn't really worked out for them, especially too because like they've made a lot of decisions that were not popular, with the hardcorest of the fan base for Destiny. It doesn't help when you may have like sometimes their expansions have been they've been hit or miss. Final Shape obviously was great, but like the expansion before that,
Yeah, totally. It was so obvious.
look, you guys may not be a Destiny fans, but Final Shape was great. It was. The expansion before that, not so much. Lightfall or whatever. But before
You know
that, the
why
Witch
it's
Queen was
great?
good.
Because then I hope it's the final one.
I mean, they're gonna start doing like up more like smaller like expansion, like maybe not expansion. I think they were calling them updates. So they're not even gonna be doing expansions really like that. Cause I mean, we've been talking. How many times have we talked about Bungie, like on the podcast? Like we've talked a good
You're
amount.
obsessed with them so long.
Well, yeah, but like we've talked about like they're losing money. Hell, even the Final Shape lost them money apparently or whatever it was. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, because they lost tons of fans.
Yeah, because they did lose a lot of their goodwill, because it used to be, oh, it's Bungie. Oh hell yeah, it's Bungie. Now it's like, yeah, it's Bungie. Again, I don't think that studio is going to survive. I think they're going to be gone soon. What that means for Destiny and Marathon, I don't know. I mean, for all we know, what ends up happening is that Destiny will just be worked on still, and maybe Marathon 2, whatever. But Marathon becomes a PlayStation exclusive or something. Or, I don't know, maybe PlayStation decides, like, oh, you know what, we're going to go multi-platform too. A bit. I don't know. I mean, they do have Lego Horizon Adventures on Nintendo Switch coming out. Games are expensive. Bungie doesn't make enough money. Sony probably should have never bought Bungie. I mean that's. I mean, what do you think was the bigger mistake? Bungie trying to be independent or Sony buying Bungie?
I think Bungie being independent was a bigger mistake.
You think? I don't know. I think
Yeah.
like I can see why they wanted to be independent. I think Sony buying Bungie was the bigger mistake because you had to have seen like
I thought like, but yeah, but Sony buying him kind of like made him lose creative freedom, right?
not
A
no
little bit
no
at least, something.
no when Sony bought them, they were still going to be they were running themselves. They were going to keep their creative freedom like fully. It was as if they were
Oh, so
not.
they were just doing shit. All
They
right,
just
never mind then.
shot themselves. So when Sony bought them, the deal was you're going to keep making money. If you don't keep making money, you're going to get integrated into the. We're basically Sony was just going to completely take over because Sony owned them basically in name only. Like, yeah, they owned them, but it wasn't like they were really going to control anything they did. But they did have that caveat that, like, you need to make money, you need to be successful enough. And it just wasn't, or hasn't been working out. So Sony, yeah, they've taken over. And this is just more of the like, yeah, you guys fucked up. You didn't do what you're supposed to do. So we're taking everything away from you basically. We're taking the reins and they're integrating people into the PlayStation Studios as a whole. So Bungie's still around for how long I don't know. Like I said, fuck it might be a year. By this time next year, we're gonna, especially too because, like I said, they're not doing expansions anymore. They're doing like updates that are the size of like obviously you guys don't remember them, but like there was like the expansion Curse of Osiris and stuff like that. There's there'll be story stuff and all that, but it's not going to be the big expansions like Final Shape and Beyond Light and Lightfall and Witch Queen and all that. So if like by this time next year, I think it's called like Codename Frontiers. I don't know what they're going to be doing, but if stuff doesn't pick up, like player base doesn't seem to pick back up, and the money doesn't pick back up. Yeah, I think they're just gonna be like, yeah, no, you guys are done. That's what I think. I don't know because clearly Bungie doesn't. I don't know. Bungie doesn't know how to run themselves. I mean, when they were the most successful was obviously making Halo games when Microsoft was running them. But even during the Activision, people, when they had the Activision deal, or whatever, um, like they were making enough money. Obviously, Destiny was one of the biggest games for a reason. It's when they've ventured out onto their own or had their own autonomy from Sony, where that's where they seem to have made the biggest mistakes. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You guys got anything else? I know, yeah, you guys don't care enough about Bungie.
Oh no, we won't get another Destiny 3. We won't get Destiny 3.
I fucking hate you. All right, let's go ahead and move on to
I'm playing
the.
the smallest violin for you.
Let's go ahead and move on to the Xbox news / Microsoft news, I guess. All right, let's go with this one. This is the smaller story. So after this says it took 4 years, but didn't the console come out in 2019? Isn't that more like 5 years now?
Well, the new console?
The
Yeah,
new
they came out in
consoles.
2019.
It came out in 2019. So I don't know why this report's saying it took 4 years or whatever it is, but it's taken 5 years. So the Series X is finally outselling the Xbox Series S in the US, the United States. It's not a lot, but now Xbox Series X is finally taken over to be the bigger, I guess, earner or whatever. I don't know.
Well, it's good.
I mean, I
Good
guess.
for them.
I mean, look, I, I I've seen some talk about it, and people are like kind of trying to make fun of Microsoft for this. Like, oh yeah, see, this is why the Series S was a mistake. And I'm like, really? Was it a mistake? Because when you compare the two consoles, like obviously for guys like us, we want that like the best of the best, whatever. But then there's going to be people out there who just want to have a console. They don't care that if it does 4K 120 frames like the Series X. So I think when they announced the Series S as part of it, and it was $300, I thought that was a smart move. So for me, I expected the Series S to be the bigger seller between the two consoles. You'll get the hardcore people who want to buy the Series X, the hardcore people like us, but then you're gonna get the people who be like, you know what, I want an Xbox. I'll just buy this one.
Yeah, the only problem that I've kind of seen, like the reason I think the Series S was kind of like they shouldn't have done it, is just for like coding purposes. I guess with developers, they just say it's harder to code for like all the consoles. Like if they just had a code for the Series X, like it'd be easier for what they're saying. It'd be easier for them to make sure it'd get to 60 frames, but it's just tougher for them when they have to code for the Series S. But I don't know how true that is.
I don't buy that bullshit when they like when you see studios are like, oh, it's harder like to do work like for the Series S and this and that.
Well, that's why there's like those Capcom games or whatever. Like some games come out like on the Switch and the
No,
PS5 and not the
no, no.
Xbox.
So no, they're not coming out on the PS5. They're coming out on the PS4, and they're playable on
Yeah.
the PS5. There's something that like the new gen consoles they can't. It's with their what's the name of the engine? It was the engine for some reason. Like when it comes to the newer gen consoles, unless they like really tweaked it, it can't be played on the PlayStation 5 or Series X. But it was able to be played through the PS4, but not on the Xbox One. So that's why when you see, it wasn't necessarily that they're on the PlayStation 5, they're playable on the PlayStation 5, but they're releasing on the PlayStation 4. It's a weird thing. And that's why it could be on the Switch, because the Switch is obviously does not have the same architecture as these the PS5 and the Series X. But what I'm talking about with Series S is when they talk about like, oh, we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that. But then you see like a game like that they're making or a studio releasing a game on the Switch or that game, and obviously it's not going to look as good. But it's like, come on, really? If you could make it on the Switch, I think you could do it on the Series S. Games don't need to be like, if it's because maybe they want to run it at 60 frames or whatever. Doesn't need to. Just make it run at 30 frames. It's the weaker console. It is. You just make it run well enough. I can get like what was it? Baldur's Gate. Oh, they couldn't do the split screen or something, or like co-op, local co-op or whatever it was.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, that's the rumor why like Black Myth Wukong came out on PS5 like first, is because the S and X coding issues.
Yeah, but that was the rumor until all the other stuff started coming out that like Sony straight up said, "Hey, here's some money. Release it on our console first only." So, I mean, I'm inclined to believe that kind of shit. I don't know, JJ. I mean, you have a Series X, right? So like, this isn't like a You're like, when it comes to Series S, you're just like, okay, that now it's not
Yeah,
the
pretty much.
leading seller.
Yeah, it's just, like I'm glad I have my Series X. It's cool, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't really say much about it. As Tia's already said.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Let's move on to this last thing then. Oh man, there's gonna be kind of a lot with this. So the Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, uh, he addressed shareholders. Um, and he talked about Xbox gaming. Microsoft obviously as a whole, like their AI stuff and all that, whatever. But specifically when it comes to Xbox gaming, um, he he basically, in so many words, said that they're going to continue doing multi-platform stuff. He also did say that exclusives are going to be a big thing for them. Um, but yeah, they're going to keep putting more of a focus on Xbox and releasing games on other consoles. This has obviously upset a lot of people who are either Xbox fans or people who want to pretend they're Xbox fans. I, on the other hand, think that this is just the way the game industry is going. Especially when they want to spend $200-300 million to develop a game, and you got to make that money back. JJ, let's go with you first. What are you thinking about this?
Hmm. Uh, like if our companies, I mean, for people making really expensive games and making it back,
Like just
or was it?
like just Xbox in general, like continuing doing multi-platform stuff and all that. They did say that they were
Oh, the
gonna.
platform.
They did
I think it's
say
fucking
he did
fine, dude.
say yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
sorry,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, it's kind of tech. Yeah, I think it's fine, dude. Having a multi-platform stuff. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing, like other games on other consoles. Obviously, just keeping Gears and Halo with for like Xbox PC, but I know because the Game Pass PC. That's the only reason why I'm saying like that for PC, because people gonna be like, oh well, Xbox has no exclusives because it's on PC. I'm like, okay, cool. It's a Game Pass, whatever. Who gives a fuck? But that's just more money, like who doesn't love more money on their games, and getting more, and then getting other players to keep playing their games, more gamers to enjoy the games, you know.
I mean, yeah, no, you're right on that. Like more people playing is never a bad thing. That's why I've always said, like I've been saying this the whole time, basically when they've been announcing that they're going to be putting more games, or just when they started announcing that they're going to be putting games on other consoles. Is that like who cares? Like who should care? Like them releasing CFDs on PlayStation 5, does that now mean you can't play it on Xbox? And then like there's that like,
And
oh
like
well,
Xbox is dead.
yeah. And then like the people
Like
like,
it's
well, if I
done.
could play these games on my PlayStation, what's the point of getting an Xbox? Like the point of getting an Xbox is that you prefer the controller, you prefer the UI, that's just your console of choice because all your friends play on that console or whatever it is already. There's plenty of reasons to be like, yeah, I'm still just gonna buy an Xbox and play the game on my Xbox, or just play games on Xbox in general. Like I know for me,
Mhm.
like put it this way, on my PlayStation, on the PlayStation 5 or whatever, like I hate that controller. I fucking hate it. I bought a controller that was more in line with an Xbox controller, had the offset sticks, because I hate that controller. I absolutely fucking hate it. Not only that, but I hate the PlayStation UI. It is boring to look at, and sometimes I'm like, wait, what am I trying to do here? Why is it this way? I don't understand it. So to be like, oh, I could play a game on PlayStation that's from the Xbox side, or just if they start doing that, like, who? If you want to play it on PlayStation, cool. If you want to play it on Xbox, cool. Play it where the fuck you want to play it. But as like, if Xbox is doing that, the only thing I care about, and they've said it, they're making new hardware. The only thing I care about is that Xbox is gonna keep making hardware. That's the main thing that I care about. And if this ensures that Xbox, if them having to release all their games even on other consoles ensures that, hey, no, we're gonna still keep making consoles, but everything is being released on all the consoles. I don't care. Whatever, they're still making a console. Devin, let's. What about you? Your thoughts on it?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, everything at this point is not. There's nothing that's truly an exclusive anymore, and that's fine. Like, there's like Sony exclusives are timed exclusives because everything that they release eventually comes out on PC. Like Spider-Man 2, it's coming in on PC. So yeah, like Xbox doesn't really give you like, and then like I don't think like we've said this before. Xbox doesn't give a shit about how you get Game Pass. They just want you on Game Pass. Did you buy a PC? But are you paying them a monthly Game Pass subscription? That's what they care about. They want guaranteed monthly revenue. That's what they care about right now. They don't care about if you're buying their console. They don't care about this console raise. They don't give a shit about that at all. But they do want to give you a, like, if you do want an affordable option to break into the gaming market where you can get like generally pretty good looking games for like $500. Like if you want like, if you're like a hardcore gamer but a lazy hardcore gamer, you're just like, I want a good like console, like a low end PC. That's what the Series X is. It's like a nice low end console, like low end PC.
Yeah.
So as long as you're on the Xbox ecosystem of Game Pass, Microsoft doesn't give a shit.
I see. Yeah, that's the other thing too, because it is about Game Pass, and that's another reason I think that they'll keep making consoles, because you really think Sony is gonna have Game Pass on their on their systems?
No.
No. Like,
I hate to break it to you, if you're buying a PC, you gave Microsoft money, just not
I know,
Microsoft
right?
Gaming.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
Most of you guys that are buying a PC, you're not running on Linux. You're not smart enough to run it on Linux.
or they're not buying an Apple uh computer.
Well, Apple doesn't run Game Pass.
Oh well, yeah.
I might have. I think I play fucking WoW and League of Legends. The fuck?
Mm, No, I like I said, I'm just reiterating something I've said way too many times. Obviously, I was saying it earlier. Like, this is just where, yeah, this is where it's going. This is where it's going. You said it too, Devin. Because yeah, like, for how many years was it Sony would not release their games on PC, but now, yeah, like,
It's just timed exclusives now.
yeah, at this point now, and not only that, but like the wait from console to PC has gotten like shorter and shorter. Because yeah, there was like, it was like when they first started, like, okay, we'll release a game on PC. Like, the games were like 5 years old or whatever it was. But like, Spider-Man 2 came out what, last year or whatever it was, maybe 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So it's coming out, you know, not 5 years after uh the first release. They, at
Yeah,
some point, they're
it's
just gonna be
basically,
like, go ahead.
it's kind of like GTA. It's kind of like GTA where it's like a timed exclusive on console first, and then it'll come out like 12 to 18 months after on PC.
Yeah, and then at some point, Sony is gonna be like, it's we're releasing a day and date. Like, they want their money back from developing these things. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Well, I think
Like,
they're realizing like more and more people are going to PC. I mean, I think part and partial due to Xbox because a lot of Xbox gamers are like, well, I can just if I just buy a really high end PC, I can use my Xbox controllers and I can just play all the games on Game Pass, and then I can still have Steam, and I can still get like Prime. Like I don't know if I have my Amazon Prime, I can get my Prime games and whatever. So like I feel like just is what it is at this point. So yeah, I think they're realizing there is a lot of untapped PC sales that they could get.
yeah. So like I said, now that they're starting to do that, and at some point I do think they're gonna do day and date PC. You never know. Like they might be like, you know, Xbox is willing to release, have our games play on their console. Fuck it, go ahead. Put God of War, put Last of Us, put Uncharted, put Horizon, put Spider-Man, and all this stuff. I don't,
Yeah.
like.
Well, it's
I can
like your
completely see
in
that.
day and date, your Lego Horizon is going out on Switch. It's not even a console exclusive. It's like you could be like, well, it's family friendly. And well, it's like, well, okay, then why didn't Astrobot also launch on the Switch? Just because it's Lego, it's not like it was me themed, like like the me emojis or whatever. So it's just like I don't know, like just because it's family friendly doesn't mean it has to release on the Switch. It's not like it was. I don't know. It was weird. Like it's weird. It feels like it's like I don't know, attacked at my like throwing shade at Microsoft and like yeah, because it's family friendly. We're gonna put it on this other thing. It's like okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I just, I don't, like I said, I don't. I also honestly don't even see the point in having exclusives anymore for either. Like, I think it should be. I think the console makers should start releasing their games on both consoles or all consoles. The reason I say that is because we're getting to a point now where, you know, gaming is so expensive as a hobby. Not necessarily even for like, what they have to, on the development side, but like, how many games have you bought this year, Devin? Just off the top of your head, how many do you
Mm,
think you bought at full price or whatever?
I don't know. Prince of Persia is one of them, but I mean, I don't know.
So like, let's just say you
I mean,
bought like,
I bought the buy two get one free for the Switch games.
okay, but we're not talking about that. Let's just say you bought
Um,
the games. Like, let's say you bought at least like 4 of the big releases this year. So like the Dragon Age Veilguard that's coming out this year, or whatever. Call of Duty Black Ops, uh, Legend of Zelda, and Star Wars Outlaws. They're all $70. That's what, $280 so far. That's not to mention that you might like want to buy this game, buy this game, buy this game. Maybe you have to buy another controller, which controllers are now like what, $75 or whatever it is. And then consoles, $500 for a Series X, $500 for a PlayStation 5, $800 for a PlayStation 5 Pro. Like, there's nothing, and there's no guarantee that like the next set of consoles are going to be like $500. They might be like, yeah, we're gonna have to sell it to you for $600. Like, economy this, tough times that, and this, whatever. I don't know, whatever they want to say or whatever. But yeah, that means that like you're gonna get the people. This is why it's smart for Xbox to be like, we're gonna release our games on PlayStation. Why I think it's been smart, because obviously too, who's the number one console seller or like the top console, whatever? It's PlayStation. So if consoles are getting that expensive to buy, and just gaming in general as a hobby is that expensive to buy, so you as a company, you want to make as much money as you can. You if you're behind them, go ahead and put your games on their console and make money. Because there's obviously going to be people who be like, yeah, I'm not buying an Xbox. Okay, fine, but you want to play our games though, so here you go. So I don't know. I think that's the way to go, because then you are going to get people who don't even want to buy a PlayStation; they'd rather buy an Xbox. PlayStation can make their money off that. It's just my thoughts on it, though.
Yeah, I think just bare minimum, just PC and console release date.
So yeah, I don't know. You guys have any more thoughts on Xbox and all that?
Nope.
No.
Okay. That means we should probably end it right there, because that was a good talk. All right. So what was this? It was episode 34 for Gaming Chamber.
Yeah.
I've been Everett. Devin.
It's a grip and rip it this week, boys.
JJ.
Grip and rip it.
Jesus. We'll be back next week with another exciting podcast and more exciting discussion. But until then,
More gripping and ripping it.
yeah, more gripping and ripping. But until next time, we'll catch you later.